Hey, so when you find yourself buying a new camera, or even more specifically, buying new lenses, these decisions can be, well, difficult. As we all know, that's because of all the different variables that go into making this new purchase, right? It's for the craft that we love, so it's important. These are cost, focal length, prime versus zooms, aperture, autofocus versus manual focus, and sometimes even the physical size of the lens. In my opinion, some of the major reasons that anyone would consider shooting with Fujifilm cameras is the overall size of most of their camera bodies themselves. There's some exceptions to this in their lineup, such as their medium format options, the GFX, and even their XH line, as they're just larger overall. Then we have the X100V, the X Pro line, the XC line, and even the beloved X70. The fact that these are carried daily pretty easily or regularly means that we find ourselves making work that we might not have made otherwise. This is the case for me, at least, and that's the reason that I came back to the X Pro 3 for the second time. When I made this decision to journey back into the realm of Fujifilm, I knew a few criteria had to be met, or the point of my switching back would be in vain. I should mention that as a photographer and a videographer, or someone who makes YouTube videos, I love a good camera bag. Most of us do, I would feel safe to bet. I say that because after my trip last fall to Sedona, Arizona, I found myself wishing I had more room in my bag, and that leads me to this video. After some research and thought, I knew I wanted at least one wider focal length, and then one standard-ish focal length, and this should cover 99% of my use for this particular camera. I will mention that standard focal length in another time, another video, but today, let's just talk about a lens that truly feels underrated as far as the XF mount lenses are concerned, and we all know the lineup's getting pretty heavy. That would be the XF 18 f2. And with the crop factor, that brings this lens to 27-28 millimeters, which at first I found pretty overwhelming, but the more I use it, the more I love this little guy. It's the only lens I packed for a week out of town in December when my family and I visited Disney, and it's the only lens that I packed recently when I was fortunate enough to travel to Chapel Hill, North Carolina to see my beloved Tar Heels send Duke home with another loss. Sorry, not sorry. It stays glued to my camera most days, but why, right? The first reason is the size. It's so compact that it really makes the X Pro feel like an X100 series camera. At f2, it's decent in low light. The overall sharpness is decent. It's perfectly usable. I have seen some others complain about the speed of the autofocus, but I have personally never found this to be an issue at all. I think it's even quicker to focus on the XH2S. The focal length is great for street photography. It has been a favorite focal length for this for many years now by many photographers. I added the square head to mine, and let's just face it, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful combination, and it's even kind of sexy, if you will. I love a square head. All the images that I share here are with the X Pro 3 and the XF 18 combination. Hopefully, you can relate when I say it's kind of a match made in heaven. Small, quick, sharp, and affordable. I did buy my version used, but I have zero regrets about that or this purchase. I've grown to love this lens more than I imagined possible. So, if you're looking for a lens to practically glue to your Fujifilm camera for all of life's daily captures, I'd have a really hard time recommending any other lens. Do you have the 18? Do you agree? Did you opt for larger glass, faster glass, larger aperture glass? Or did you, like me, land on the 18 mil, which I think every Fujifilm photographer should have? Lastly, I just want to say thanks for being here. The last few videos that I've had have been fortunate enough to get some traction. A lot of you all are engaging with me in the comments, and I really do enjoy that. I love thinking that they're like-minded people, or that there's someone out there that I can help to some degree. So please continue to do that. I'm not worried about the algorithms. I'm not worried about helping the channel. I do love it and I want to grow it, but not just for the numbers. And at the same time, I really want to provide stuff that's just different, or stuff that I care about. I want to make videos that I want to see. Maybe that's selfish. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm here, right? Lastly, the last two videos that I've made prior to this one, and this one included, I've used dehancer plug-in for DaVinci, and I'm loving it. If you didn't see that review, please go back and check that out, or even the short film that I made specifically with that use in mind. Also, if you try it and you want to buy it, they've been fortunate enough and kind enough to give me a 10% off discount to anyone who sees this video and wants to use that discount code. And as always, you can find that down in the description. I look forward to hearing from you, and I would love to see images that you've made with your 18. So tag me on social media. I would love to see what you've made. And we'll see you then on the next one.